Check this out. It's a Lamy Safari. This is a great fountain pen, a very popular pen. One of the most popular fountain pens. We're going to take a look at it today. It's not mine, but guess what? It's got a great story behind it. One that'll hopefully teach something to a lot of people out there. They can learn something from this pen, I hope. See how it says Lamy right there? Let's see. Oh, upside down. Let's look at it this way. See, it says Lamy right there. Okay, so this pen, very popular, wonderful pen, nice pen, and we'll learn some things about it. But let's hear the story about it. I have an acquaintance who told me recently, "Hey, I've seen your YouTube channel. I saw some YouTube videos. Man, I like that. I'm always glad to hear that somebody has watched my YouTube channel. That's fine, you know. You make these videos, you'd like to know, put yourself out there, you'd like to know somebody watched it." And so I was glad to hear that he watched it. And he said, "You know, you have these videos about your fountain pens." He says, "I have a fountain pen." And I said, "Oh, wow." And he says, "But I don't use it anymore because it stopped working." Okay. And so I asked him, "Can I borrow it? Make a video about it?" He said, "Sure." So we're taking a look at his Lamy Safari, his blue Lamy Safari. And let's take a look at his problem with it. So let's take a look at this Lamy Safari pen. Very beautiful. Doesn't work anymore. Nice pen. So it pops open. And so let's set the cap over here. And so let's take an examine of this. First thing I see, ooh, very exciting. I think it has a stub nib. It does. It has a 1.5 stub nib. So he had a pen with a stub nib. That's really cool. We're going to see in a minute how well that writes. And I bet it's neat because Lamys are good pens. I don't have one, but these are good writers. People love Lamy Safaris. So it has a stub nib. But, oh, there's an ink window, but I'm not going to show you through the light, and I don't want to give away a clue. It has an ink window, though. But let's unscrew it, because I don't think he knew that you could do this. And, oh, here's a clue. A clue. We're like Sherlock Holmes. Hey, doofus, your ink cartridge is empty. It's not broken. It's just empty. So what do we do with this? Watch. You throw it away. Yay! It's thrown away. So I went to Tabula Rasa. I told him, if you let me make this video, I'll get you a surprise. So first off, it's a blue pen. So I got Lamy ink cartridges. Lamy ink cartridges. I got one of those. We're going to put that in a second and try it. But I also got, and just for anybody that's watching that's thinking, my fountain pen's broken or it just stopped working. If you buy a bottle of ink, if you like that kind of thing, which I do, this is a converter. That's what they call this. Duh. It's a converter. And watch this. It's like magic. Okay? It's like magic. Slips right in there very securely. And all you do is you dip that into an ink bottle, if there was one here, and I'm not going to do that. And then you just twist this plunger up. Watch this. It's like magic. It's like magic. Can you see this? See that going down? That presses the air out. Put it in the ink bottle. Turn it the other way. It screws up, like a plunger. Pulls, and that creates a vacuum, and it pulls ink into that little window there, and you can use it. Now, it doesn't last for years like a ballpoint pen might, but you have to keep putting ink in it. It might last 5 pages or 6 pages of writing. Like, let's say you wrote a letter to your 4 grandparents. You might be able to write letters to your 4 grandparents, and if you only did a page of each letter, maybe you could write to an uncle and aunt as well. Or if you really like your grandparents and you're doing 2 or 3 pages, you could probably write your 4 grandparents. And if your grandparents have passed away, oh gosh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bring that up. But you get my point. You won't be able to write with this, with ink in it, for a year. Like you have a ballpoint pen that might stick around in your shirt pocket for months or a year or more and still write. That's not the way it works with a fountain pen. You have to keep putting ink in it. But why do you want a fountain pen instead of a ballpoint pen? Like I saw a famous meme on the internet the other day. Why did Luke Skywalker want a lightsaber instead of just a blaster? More elegant weapon from a more refined era. Same thing. This is cool and it writes really neat and it's a good feeling. So here's what we're going to do. We're not going to use the converter. I'm going to give it to him, but we're not going to use that. We are going to use a cartridge. And see, this isn't a big deal. We'll take out one ink cartridge. All right, we'll set this back down. Now watch this. Watch this. It's really, it's so easy. It's just, there's no trick to it. It's not broken. Duh. It's not broken. It just needs ink. You just put that in there, give it a little push, because you want to feel it break the seal. So you give it, my hand hurts. So, little twist, and there it is. And we've got it all. Now it's inked up. So now what do? That doesn't look good as it did before. Oh, no, but you know what? You put the barrel back on. Okay? So you just put that back on. And see, it just threads down. Like putting the lid back on the jar of peanut butter. It just threads down. Okay, isn't that nice? Look at that. And it's ready to go. And we're going to see how it writes with that stub nib, that 1.5. That's really cool. Okay, so we did this last time with my last pen. And so here's a new entry. Okay. So this is the 1.5 nib I was telling you about. So it is, guess what? Today's a fun date. It's 11/11/2022. Can you see? That's so beautiful. Friday. I mean, that stub nib. This is a Lamy Safari. So the cross stroke is thinner when you're doing this. The downstroke is thicker. 1.5 stub nib. Very nice pen. It's hard to write over a camera, but I'm doing my best. This pen is on loan. See, it's a beautiful writer. That's why these are worth it. We're adding some new ink. Hasn't been written with in a while, but I think we've got something here. I think we've got something worthwhile here. Today we did some shopping. Went to the mall. Okay, so there's great line variation. Very beautiful pen strokes that this pen makes. Oh, last night I performed at an open mic. I love doing that with my guitar. So I want to invite you all to go to my other YouTube channel where I have my guitar videos, and you can go to YouTube and then in the search type D.B. Mangum. And you'll see my YouTube videos where I play my guitar. It's really fun. And very cold, but sunny. I'm writing this at a bad angle. More snow. So I want to mention one other thing about these pens. And this goes for all fountain pens. Even if you're just putting a cartridge in there and you're not using the converter and filling it from a bottle of ink, clean it out every so often because it'll get gummy. So you run this tip here, see that? Run it under some water and douse out the inside of the section. See, this is the section right here. Douse that out with some water and then dry it out thoroughly, and you'll thank me. You'll thank me because I told you to do it. I'm the one that needs to be thanked here. Okay, so we are having a lot of fun with this Lamy. So you kind of have to get the right angle to make sure, so you have to learn the angle. You don't have to learn that with a ballpoint pen. It's fun to learn new important things. I hope its doofus owner learns something new about fountain pens. I hope so. Beautiful writer, a beautiful writer. Lamys really are beautiful pens and very popular pens. Very, very popular pens. They have a number of different models. Go look them up. This is the Safari. It's a good business pen, good business writing pen. And the cap, look at this, snaps on. And it's got the clip there so it fits nicely in your shirt pocket. Take business notes. And here's the best thing that happens. See the little famous cross there in the top? You sit in a meeting and write with this pen, and the person next to you says, "What the heck kind of pen is that?" And you look at him like, "You dummy," and you say, "It's a fountain pen." Of course. That's why you have fountain pens. And the Lamy is it's modern looking. They're not all old-fashioned looking. This is a modern looking pen. Snap off, boom, there's your pen. And when it runs out of ink, let's remind everybody, this is our quiz. What do we do when it runs out of ink? You put another cartridge in. And you can get other colors. If you're going to put another color in, by the way, clean it out because they'll blend. There'll still be some ink in there. You may think you ran out of ink, but there'll be just enough in there that it'll mix with the new ink and look bad. So if you're going to put a different color, clean it out. But that's it. That's all there is to it. We fixed his pen. I'm going to call him, take his pen back to him and say, "Guess what? I fixed your pen. It writes just fine now." So if you learned something about fountain pens, leave me a like and a subscribe, and maybe you can go fix your own fountain pen now. But beautiful pen to write with. I think you'll really enjoy it. And stub nibs, by the way, I'm a big fan of stub nibs. I couldn't really write the way I wanted to with a camera right in my way, but if I had a chance to get used to this pen, that's the other thing with all the nibs on all your fountain pens, don't lend them, because you kind of get into a groove with them, and you learn what angle writes best, and they wear slightly to respond to your handwriting. Don't let it, especially a stub nib, don't let other people write with it. And because, share your ham sandwich, but don't share your fountain pen. Okay? And that's it. More stuff coming soon. There's a watch, one of my favorite watches. We want to talk about that coming up soon. So that's what's in the future. Thanks for your attention. Have a great day.